Hey everyone, it's Renee from Sweet Pea Labs here to give you a preview of the Compass Rose Interactive Digital Notebook. I want to take you through what this product looks like. It's made in Google Slides, meant for Google Slides, and easily shared through Google Classroom. You can make a copy of this for each student, or you can make a copy and send it out to a group of students if you want them to work in groups, and then students can turn it in at the end of completing the notebook online, and then you have an easy, quick assessment. So let me show you how this works. In the product, I give you both a student and a teacher version. There are a couple differences between the two. Here's the student version, starting out with just a title page of, hey, we're working with the Compass Rose. This is our Compass Rose interactive notebook. Students will be navigating slides. So all they have to do is click on the next slide to see what's going on. So we've got the cardinal directions here. Never eat soggy waffles. Just a quick reminder of remembering how the directions go. Then on the next one, we start our interactive slides. We've got the cardinal directions here, and directions say, place the directions in the correct place on the Compass Rose. So here's where the notebook gets interactive. Students drag the directions to the proper spots on the Compass Rose to complete the slide. And so we've got northeast, south, and west. Notice that students can't move anything else on this notebook page. They can only manipulate the actual directions that are listed over here on the side. Put those back. The next one we've got going are the intermediate directions. So moving on to northwest, northeast, southwest, and southeast. Same idea as the previous slide, so students will have experience with moving these. Okay, you want to make sure that the students are seeing the crosshairs, and when you're working with interactive digital notebooks for the first time, it's just a good idea to sort of give an overview to your class about what that looks like. They can, in fact, change the size of those pieces, but if you tell them to use the crosshairs, then they know that they can easily just the shape is ready to be dragged into place. Okay. The next part of the interactive notebook here is I've got build your own Compass Rose. And over on the side here, I've got some ideas and hints for students using Google Slides if they're not super familiar with the toolbar on Google Slides yet. So this is a great place for discovery if that's the case, and practicing some of those Google Apps skills. So we've got picking your shape. So if you want to pick a shape, they won't have to do that on this slide. They can change the shape's color. They can arrange the shapes and layer them on top or behind each other. I've already pre-arranged the shapes, so it shouldn't be a problem. The arrows are going to be behind the directions words and also the center of the Compass Rose, changing the outline color of the shapes. And then also this one becomes important. Clicking and dragging this little dot to rotate the piece, because, you know, the Compass Rose points west and east as well. So students will be able to manipulate those pieces and slowly build their own Compass Rose. You get the idea there, I think. Moving on down the slides, we've got a quick example of just a map with a legend or a key, and showing that the key or legend has pictures from the map, and then describe what those pictures mean or those images mean. And I've got a map that has a few more items on it. We still have the key or legend over here, but the directions say use this map to answer the questions on the next slide. So they're going to have to use and refer to this map in particular to answer the questions over here on this slide. So when the students start out, they'll read the sentence and then fill in the blank with the proper direction word. So the house is to the blank of the bridge. Okay, so I'm going to look back at this map. The house is to the west of the bridge. So I go back, I look for west. Here's my abbreviation of west. I bring that over, and we're good to go. We have all of these questions here. I've included 2 of each of the directions abbreviations, and I've color coded them because I feel like colors are easier for some kids to delineate, especially because there are so many letters here that can be confusing to some. So I made sure that each directions abbreviation had a different color. That also comes in handy if you go into the teacher version. This is the answer key for that particular slide. So you can easily assess your students just by like gazing at the colors, and you don't actually have to read every single one. Back to the student version here. The next activity we have here are following the directions to move the shapes and create a new map. So I've got shapes here. They all start out sort of on the edge of the slide, and then students can follow the directions to create their own map. So it says the house should be east of the green mushroom. So let's put the house somewhere, and then the house has to be east of the green mushroom. So I've got to put the green mushroom over here so that the house is east. Same thing with all of the other objects that are on the map. It will give them specific directions on where to put those objects. And that can be a little tricky spatially for students. Some of them may struggle with that, but it's also a really great way to have students collaborate and check each other's work, because each student's map is going to look a little bit different. Because I could put my house down here or my mushroom way over here, right? And as long as the house is east of the mushroom, I'm good. It could be east of the mushroom right here, east of the mushroom way over here. So you can imagine how different all of the maps could look. So student checking is a really fun way to assess that slide. The last activity I've included in the digital notebook is creating a map of your home or your classroom using the hints below to help you. So again, we've got creating the shapes, changing the shapes color, arranging the shapes in front and behind each other, changing the outline color, and also clicking to add text. So using text boxes to create their map. And I'm a big fan of discovery, especially with technology. So even if your students aren't super familiar with Google Slides, they will figure it out and they will build something amazing on this slide, and they'll be really proud of it. So they'll be utilizing these skills, learning new things, and also utilizing their new knowledge of maps and directions and the compass rose. If you really wanted to extend that activity too, you could have them ask questions to their neighbor or other students about their map using directions words. So there are ways to extend that activity as well. The final slide I have says, don't forget click to turn in. So this is talking about Google Classroom. When you push this out to students and they have their own version or their own copy as an assignment, students just have to click the little blue turn in button, and then it's shipped right to you. You've got it right there at your fingertips from any computer you're working at, not a ton of papers that you're hauling around. And you can also check on their progress as they're doing it before they turn it in. So a quick and easy assessment there, and a really fun digital interactive notebook. So check it out at Sweet Pea Labs. Take care.